are there, we can try to make it. Okay. So these are the things. United States are dominating, and the Russia's are dominating actually. Even China, as one of our friends said, they are dominating in underwater vehicles. Okay. It's actually up to 2019 only. 2 years, so many changes would have done it. Okay. Now, next one is unmanned ground vehicle. Just you can see the video. After that, we can come. Actually, this sample unmanned ground vehicle. Actually, I don't want to show you the from the prototype and other things. What I want to convey from this particular video is nowadays unmanned ground vehicles we are using for so many purposes. As I said, that agriculture, military applications, and then for delivery applications of goods. Okay, so many things we are using it. Okay, what we can do actually, as based on the experience with our students, I want to give you one small video so that you will understand what we can do. Okay, in unmanned ground vehicles. Okay, just you can watch this video so that you will understand. So wherever warehouse application is there, we can use this kind of unmanned vehicles. So these many companies are there which are involving in material handling applications. Just think of it. Okay, only for but they are developing all these unmanned ground vehicles. Okay, for delivering goods. These many companies are there. These are some of the operations of that. Just to watch the video, then I will convey to you that what kind of work you have to carry out.
Sir, it's a bit hard to hear the audio.
Okay. So sorry, actually, sorry for that. Please, can you please use the headphone? Otherwise, I will share this video with you. Okay, will it be fine?
Okay, sir.
At present. Okay. So what I want to convey is, we got impressed with all these things. Oh, these many companies are making the material transferring robots. Okay, so what we can do as an engineer? Okay, so what we did is we got an idea from all these things, and we want to do a kind of a material handling, a semi-autonomous or autonomous vehicle. Okay, so this one is manufactured in VIT Chennai. So you know that mechanical engineers, okay, even any engineer who are interested in designing, you can design like this. So we have used SolidWorks for that. This is our own design. And then what we have done is we have started manufacturing that. We have taken the sheet metal with some thickness. All these things are done in VIT Chennai itself. Okay, VIT itself. Okay, fine. And then we have made the frame. This is the frame actually. After that, as usual, you know that coloring and other things. So these are the parts what we have fabricated, and then we have assembled it. That's only I said that. So if you want to develop any kind of a vehicle, we need all the disciplines of engineering in our. Then only we can able to do all these things. You see, wiring, everything done by us. So based on the wiring, the structure will vary. The placement of controller, the structure may vary. You can see here now. So we have fixed everything according to what we planned. Okay, and we need another setup to keep the controllers. You will see now how we have placed the controllers. So these are the assemblies. So based on the requirement, we have modified the wheels also, and another support wheels also we are given for 360-degree movement. See here, now we have given an additional support to keep all the controller system related things. Okay, all the ICs, everything. Okay, so all these things are based on the idea we have made it. So these are the circuit boards and other things, control systems, diagram. So, and then programming, as I said, that we are checking it one by one, how it is used. So when we are building the things, we will learn so many things. Okay. So initially we are checking with manual mode, and then after that we made it as automated. This is purely based on the video what we have seen in Amazon. Then we want to make like this one prototype, and then we want to give it to maybe a railway station, or it is in the what is that airport area, where it will be used to carry the materials or bags or anything like that. Only we plan, and we filed a patent for that. So all these things are unmanned related things. Okay. Anyway, aerial vehicle we will see soon. This is a ground vehicle. Okay. So this is the important thing, why we have manufactured this, and then why we have tested this. So automated guided vehicle control system. So you will be there, and then you will see all those things, how it is delivering and how it is coming back. This particular video only help us to do that product. So this is nothing but the factory automation, otherwise warehouse automation will do. This is the team actually. Okay. So what I want from is whatever you are learning from this particular course. Okay. So try to implement as a project, then only we can learn more about that. Okay, that's the thing. Now coming to unmanned ground vehicles, vehicles that operate on ground without a human operator, that is one, and remotely operated and autonomous, same thing like previous, and developed for both civilian and military use, as I said, okay, to perform the 3Ds of robotics, dangerous, dull, and difficult activities. And also, you know that all these vehicles will have a sensor, controller, transmitter, receiver, and motors. Okay, all those things. These are general description about this. Okay. So these are some of the unmanned ground vehicles. The shapes will be different. Okay, but whatever we manufactured that came around 20,000 bucks. Okay, 20 to 25 K it will be there, and we filed a patent under the name of the transporter. Okay, so these are some of the other unmanned aerial, unmanned ground vehicle which are used for various applications. One is for surveillance. Okay, and then another one is for applications in the ground. Okay, another one is for military purpose. All those things. Fine. Now we are coming to our area, that is unmanned aerial vehicles. Okay, just, maybe I can play a video for you. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this sample video I have taken actually for showing you the unmanned aerial vehicles. Actually, this is not the only application, but majorly we are concentrating on farming because food is the important thing in our life. Okay, so agriculture is booming. It has to be needed for throughout our life. So we are concentrating more on unmanned aerial vehicles on agriculture area. That's only I have put that particular video. Okay, so commonly known as drone is an aircraft without any human. Okay, that is unmanned aerial vehicles, and we know very well that it can fly autonomously or be piloted remotely. Okay, so most of the third one, I think you would have seen it. Okay, because of the COVID condition. So wherever the people are crowded, so where we cannot reach in short time, so we used to send a drone and then monitor that, and then we used to give a alarm to them. Okay, that's the thing. And other things also there to see what other areas are there, and then take some pictures on that. So if any modifications are there, all those things we can check with this unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, so which area you want to concentrate, whether it is autopilot or you want to be remotely pilot the drone, otherwise you want to simply send for security purpose, or you want to use that one for agriculture purpose. All those things are, it's up to you to decide. Okay, that's the thing. Just we are giving some glimpse of that. Okay, now we will come as like one of our professor and also students asked. So we are having different type of drones: multi-rotor, fixed wing, single rotor, and a fixed wing hybrid VTOL. Okay, so I want the people those who are working on this area. So can you give me some suggestion on that? That which one will be good for what purpose? Anyone?
So multi-rotors for agriculture.
Very good. Multi-rotor agriculture. Why? Whenever we are saying that there should be a word should come, why?
So they can have more payload.
Very good word. Very good. Well said.
Sir, they can hover on one place, multi-rotors.
Multi-rotors.
So multi-rotors can
one
be
is
used
payload. That
for
is I accept it.
search and
Okay.
rescue.
Yeah. Second one.
Sir,
So
fixed
fixed
wing
wing
drones
for
can be
surveillance.
used for mapping and surveillance.
Oh yeah, that is general boy mapping and surveillance.
Military
But my
applications,
question is, why it should be multi-rotor? That is my question actually. It's not only my question. The students, those who are here also, why we should have multi-rotor? Why not fixed wing?
More control about how the orientations all that, I think so.
Okay, one is what you said is correct. Orientations,
So
motions. Okay.
multi-rotors have VTOL and stall capabilities. So in the space constrained zones, multi-rotor are more efficient, and the fixed wing drones are more cost effective. So
Very good. That's only I want to know that. Why I'm saying is nowadays people are going back to fixed wing drones. Are
So
you
for
getting?
agricultural purposes with huge fields, when you have to cover a large distance and the implementation don't need to be like precise, then fixed wing drones are more effective. They can
Exactly.
just spraying pesticides and stuff over a huge range of crops.
Yeah, okay, exactly what you said is correct. Multi-rotor we need for agriculture purpose, where we need more flexibility in navigation and then controlling. Okay, that is also one reason. Okay, and also one more thing is the path planning and everything. It depends on your movement of the drone only. So that is only okay. For fixed wing, as you said, that cost effective, and then for specific purpose only we can use it. Okay, what about the single rotor drone? Are we using now?
Not much, sir.
Not much actually. Okay, what about fixed wing hybrid? What is the difference between these two? Fixed wing and fixed wing hybrid.
Vertical takeoff, sir.
Yeah, that's so for simple adjustment on the fixed wing drones. So we have made this fixed wing hybrid one. Okay, the thing is, what I want to convey is recently we got some papers from the IIT. Actually, they started working on fixed wing drones more than the multi-rotor drones because of the dynamic instability. Okay, just I want to give a light on that. Okay, in detail we will see in the later thing. These are just from this slide. What you have to understand means various types of UAVs are there. So multi-rotor, single rotor, fixed wing, and fixed wing hybrid. Okay, that is the thing you want to know. In detail, we will study in the forthcoming classes. Okay. Okay. Now, based on this particular presentation, I think one video we have seen. Okay. I want to give that unmanned vehicles conclusions. Okay. So what are the things we have seen? You know that underwater vehicles we have seen, and surface vehicles we have seen. Okay, all these things are in the infancy till now. And then in underwater vehicles, segment is maturing more rapidly due to the commercial use of this system by the offshore oil and gas industry. So those who wants to go abroad and settle, and also those who wants to work in the industrial area related to the oil and gas, please concentrate more on underwater vehicles also. That will be an added advantage. You know that we are taking through the pipe only the oil and gases. Okay. For pipe inspection, we need underwater vehicles. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? We are taking
Yes, sir.
gas and oil through sea, right? Most of them from the sea only. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we are having a huge pipes. Okay. For pipe inspection, are we sending humans now?
No, sir. And also
Yes,
sir,
yes,
for
indeed.
internet cables through this.
Yeah, cables via cables. Some of the region up to certain depth, we are sending humans also, where ROU is used. Okay, beyond that limit, we are sending various types of underwater vehicles. Okay, so if you are interested in those kind of applications, those areas are also booming, but it's a huge investment on that. Okay, if you are interested, you can concentrate on that. And second one is, unlike underwater vehicle and the surface vehicle, okay, and unmanned guided vehicles segment has exploded due to military and civilian needs. So here the military and civilian, you know, much better because we have seen the video also. If you want to attack someone where the human unable to go to that place, there we can use military. Okay, military related service. Civilian needs means for delivering the goods and agricultural purpose, and then for example, Amazon, and they are going to use a drone for delivering systems. All those things we can use the guided vehicle also. Okay, if it is in the ground via, otherwise we have to use a drone. And coming to our segment, that is UAV, it has experienced the greatest growth driven primarily by the military community and to a lesser extent by border security. Okay? They have only started using that initially. And because of the air traffic and other things, the development of UAV is restricted with height, and also you have to get a lot of permissions. And even after certain height, we are unable to fly the drones. So many restrictions are there, even though we need drones than the grounded vehicles or underwater vehicles. Okay, what purpose? Security, environmental monitoring, and other domains. Whatever you need, you can use it for drone applications. Okay, or unmanned aerial vehicles. Okay, and we are thinking that it will dominate because the market is also like that, but it will be decided by the economy only. Okay, that is the thing I want to give it in the last point. Okay, we cannot assure that UAV will dominate all those things, but there is a chance that drone area will be booming in 2030 to 40 because most of the companies, they are investing on drones. Okay, actually where we are in aerial robotics in the second level only. Any queries actually? If you're having any queries in this first segment, you can ask. Otherwise, we will move to the next segment. Any specific queries, one or two in underwater vehicles, surface vehicles, and then aerial vehicles based on the presentation, you can ask. Otherwise, we can proceed further.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, actually, we are using this motor type of actuators for the motion of these drones, all these things. So, and why haven't using some actuators which are like they won't produce that much noise, so that they'll be friendly to other animals like birds or fishes. Like
Okay,
that.
okay, fine, very good. Advanced actuators, you are saying, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we will see that in the forthcoming sessions. We can use it. Only the thing is cost, and then how efficiently we can use that. You know that? For example, we can use safe memory alloys, okay, as an actuator.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing is, for what kind of application we can use, we have to think about that. Whether we can use it for all the things, all the applications, no. I think we are having one. I think I can play one video. I think so. Maybe it will give some light to you. Just a minute. So as you said, this one, unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, just Festo has created this. Hope you have watched this video, but just see that, as you said, actuator in micro and nano scale or millimeter scale. It's actually not butterfly, it's flying objects. Bio-inspired.
Yeah, biomimicking, sir.
Yeah, biomimics. Just think of it. What you said is here actually. Okay, that actuator is their own design.
So what are they actually creating their own actuators for the control, sir?
Exactly. You see that control is done by the magnetic effect, everything. Highly integrated on board electronics. Got it? So as like our friend said, MEMS and everything, we have to create our own type of electronics apparatus. Just we can watch, after that we can have a discussion. Yes, okay. It's a simple thing I want to convey to you. Okay. So as you asked, okay, actuators we have to design by ourselves. As you said, noise and other things we can come across. Yeah, wherever the thrust is there, definitely noise will come. But we have to find the actuator or a controller which is not producing that much noise. That one we have to make by our own. Okay, own actuator design. Okay, fine then. So coming to our aerial robotics, actually we are in the second stage now. Okay, so long way to go. Okay, now we will see the history of unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, I hope this will be a help to you. 425 1483 1754 1783 1840 1860 1849 1900 Tesla. Okay, 1917 1924 1935 1944 1946 1955. These many variations you can see, or the growth you can see in unmanned aerial vehicle. Did you come across all these things? Any idea about this? Did anyone see any one of this in unmanned aerial vehicle? Did you hear?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please repeat again.
Whether the
Hello.
did you come across the growth of unmanned aerial vehicle? Where it started? 425. Now we are in 2021.
Okay.
I remember hearing about Da Vinci's.
Yeah, tell me more.
Sir, I remember hearing about Da Vinci's helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. Da Vinci. Yeah, even I also. But this is the new to me. You know, when I went to refer some slides, 425. I got shocked actually yesterday when I was researching. 1483 I knew that, Da Vinci I knew that, but 425 itself, boy. You know that who started unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, so okay, what I want to convey to is even robotics is from 1920 only it started booming, robotics field, but unmanned aerial vehicle are from 425 itself. Okay, but now only it is concentrated more on it. Robotics field only it is on 1920 only the word came robot. Okay. But you see unmanned aerial vehicle unknowingly we have made in 425 itself. Okay, these are the development we can say, our history of or evolution of unmanned aerial vehicle. We will see few of them and then we will proceed further. Okay, the first drone, it is in the 4th century. Okay, You know that who created? A mechanical wooden bird capable of flapping its wings and flying up to 200 meters. Please make a note of it. What I'm saying is these things are history. Anyway, I will share you with the PPT. Okay, but you have to know that once you are writing it, then you won't forget it. Okay. So mechanical wooden bird capable of flapping its wings and flying up to 200 meters. Okay. And it is powered by compressed air on internal steam engine. So it is actually they are citing it as first robot, but you know that after the term robot came in 1920 only, they are calling it as first robot. Okay, 1920 only we used the word called robot. After that, we said that this particular drone is the first robot.
So this seems very advanced for 4th century.
Exactly. Okay. You see the complexity involved in that. Okay. Even we can do that, right? Lot of what you said is correct. When we are seeing now, it is complexity, but it's quite good. You know, they have done it, and you can see that it is flight up to 200 meters, boy, by using compressed air and internal steam engine. Okay. This is also based on bio-inspired only. Okay. So it's a very first machine capable of autonomous flight. Okay, fine. So shall we move to the next slide?
So where did they find this actually? Is there any details over there?
Which one, boy?
About Architas.
Yeah, all these things. That's only I said. Actually, we are making some mistake. You know, after Google Games, simply we are browsing in Google, but we have to study the books. This is from the book. Got it, boy?
But I mean, what I'm perplexed about is they have used Steam.
Exactly.
We started to use Steam more in the 19th or 18th centuries.
Yeah, that is correct actually.
And we
that
use more only in 19th century.
No. Actually, 4th century actually wooden bird capable of flapping its wings. Okay, up to okay. But the main thing is here you have to say that compressed air only. Okay, the steam engine you forgot. Even I have read it and then I understood that compressed air they have used it actually.
So it's only compressed air.
Yeah, compressed air. Yeah. Okay. What is that is correct. Even I have gone through the book. Okay. Anyway, that material I will share you. Now, what I want to convey is they keep on developing this actually. Okay, that is the main thing. Sir, various development were there. Am I right? Actually, we called the robot as 1920 only. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But we have made these kind of devices earlier itself. We never called this one as a robot in 4th century. Am I right? Similarly, the development, all those things, maybe it will come in 1970s or whatever. What you said is okay. But we used this kind of technology earlier itself. Maybe we are not having a proof for that. But I got a book in that it is clearly mentioned that it's a compressed air or internal steam engine they used to use those dates itself. Unknowingly, the term internal steam engine, they would have used it. Hope you got it, I think so.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, can I add something?
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, the first steam engine was first created by the Greeks in the 1st century, sir.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's
you,
called
boy.
a aeolipile.
Okay, that's great. It's an added point to our value-added program. Thank you, boy. Thanks a lot. Oh, in the 1st century itself, right? Yeah, fine. Thank you. Anyway, I will go through that. Yeah.
So we don't need to rule out. They could have used Steam there. We don't need.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. No, the term I am saying that the steam engine, you know, that term, exact term. As like I said, first robot they called in 4th century. They never called in 4th century first robot because we coined the term robot in 1920 only. Okay, but the book is written after that, so that they would have used the terms, actual terms, what we are using. Okay, this is about the first drone. So coming to the next one, yeah, this one I think most of you would have seen this, but anyway, those who did not see, please make a note of it. In 1483, Leonardo da Vinci has designed an aircraft capable of vertical rise. Okay, So most of them, they are saying that nowadays it's actually the first helicopter. Okay, that's please note it down. Okay, 1483. Just you can say that it's capable of vertical rise. Okay, next one. See the arrangement. Actually, I think you can see some videos also. It's available in YouTube. I didn't take that actually. Maybe in the next class I can put it. Okay, maybe next week. Okay, this is the 1754 axial rotor. Okay, we have used the axial rotor. You can note it down in Lomonosov 1754. And another one is contra rotating propeller 1783. So in between, so many things are there, but just I am giving you a few glimpses of unmanned aerial vehicle. Okay, so these are the profiles. So all these things you can see that all these things are rough sketches. Okay, not actual CAD or anything. It's purely based on the creativity. So we have to go back to that. We have to keep on thinking of what we want to do in a rough sketch. After that, we have to proceed to make it as a actual prototype, as like what we did in underwater robot and what we did in transporter, and then a few more devices also we have made. Okay, fine. The next one is we are coming to this. The UAV hardware platform is a single unit of a much greater and complex system, and the older versions of UAS will have more frequent interfacing between the UAV and the ground control station to define flight details like path and altitude. These are some of the complexity about this. But what happened in recent thing is UAVs are programmed with an extremely high level of artificial intelligence. Please make a note of it. If you want to work in UAV, first thing you have to do is please register for a course called artificial intelligence. Next semester, please register for the course called control system development, otherwise sensor based control system. Okay, and then please try to learn something related to machine learning and deep learning. Programming is main if you want to make any kind of device more intelligent. Please make a note of it. Programming knowledge is must. If suppose for artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning or these kind of artificial intelligence techniques, if suppose they are asking you to learn Python, please start learning Python right now. Okay, that is need, because the world is moving towards computer science, so we are unable to overcome that. We should have programming knowledge. Okay, if you want to say the system is intelligent, at present condition we can say that it is done only by advanced programming techniques or algorithm techniques, whatever it is. So please concentrate more on that if you are really interested on that. Otherwise, you will make the drone with a good structure, with good control systems, but we may need some experts in programming that and then execute that. Okay, it will take some time. I'm saying that. So now itself you concentrate on those areas also. So many open source are there, so many online videos are there. You can learn it, but it's better to study as a subject, so you will learn much better. Okay. So these are the type of UAVs we are using in recent days. Okay, all those things are there. I think the last one you know much better. I think so. It's like there is also biomimic. Can you tell me what kind of biomimic that is? The last one. I think
It's a jellyfish, sir.
Yeah, please.
It's a jellyfish.
Yeah, exactly, jelly. Okay. So many videos are there at present. We will see what are the variety of unmanned aerial vehicles out there. Okay, there's a A, B, C, D, E. So many are there. F, G, H. Biomimics are too much in what is that unmanned aerial vehicle? You know, Garuda. Okay, so many things are came actually, and they are doing really good output too. And then okay, now we will come to quadcopter. Okay. Just to see what other things are there so that we can proceed further. So how many of you designed quadcopter? Or how many of you worked in quadcopter?
Sir, I've worked on quadcopter. I've made and designed a quadcopter.
Okay, Mithil, good. Mithil, what is the difference between tricopter and quadcopter? Maybe you will, because you worked on that. Can you tell me what are the disadvantages
I
of
had
tricopter?
taken part once in like a quadcopter workshop, and there I designed like a basic quadcopter.
Oh, yeah, great. Very good. Okay, fine then. Yeah. So actually it is in online, we could not arrange it. If suppose we are organizing next event, once the conditions are over, definitely I will organize 3 days only hands-on. Okay. Hands-on in the sense hardware. Okay. If it is there, okay. Maybe I can make it for all the VET students free of cost. I'll discuss and then I will make it. Maybe once the conditions are okay. Now, our question to all our friends is, why we are moving from single blade to 2 blades and 3 blades and 4 blades, and why 4 blade is dominating now? Why? What is the reason behind it? Any one or
Balance,
two points?
balance between thrust and cost.
One is balance. Very good. What
Sir,
about the other?
stability.
Balance, it's involving stability. Yeah.
Sir, less power consumption.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. There are 4 motors.
Okay. You want to say that power consumption per motor? Am I right?
No, sir.
Sir,
Power
mass
consumption.
to thrust ratio.
Total
Oh,
motors.
Yeah, that's power consumption. Are you sure that if instead of 1 motor, if I'm using the 4 motor, the power consumption will be less?
Sir, but in tricopter, we have to tilt the tail of the tricopter. We have to make the mechanism.
Now you came to the right point actually. Because of the movement, we need more number of blades. Am I right?
Motors.
Yeah. Movement. Otherwise, we can say that horizontal, vertical. Am I right? And
Yes, sir.
tilt. Okay, roll, pitch. Yeah, all those things. Anyway, we are going to study in detail. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay, fine then. So that is one thing you are saying. Okay. Well, balance will not be there accurate compared to quadcopter. Am I right? In tricopter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So as like our friend said, okay, you can take some of the points. One is why we are going more with quadcopter means one is because of the stability. Otherwise, it is known as balance. Okay. Second one is we can control the motors such a way that the vehicle, unmanned aerial vehicle, will go in horizontal, inclined, or rotary. Okay. All those things are possible compared to one rotor or 2 rotor or 3 rotor design. Quadcopter is achieved much better in last 50 years. Okay. So only most of them nowadays they are using quadcopter. Okay. Can anyone say what is the need of hexacopter?
Sir, to
So they're more
lift more
stable than
payload.
quadcopter.
Main thing is more payload. Correct. That is the only reason of these kind of copters, hexa and octocopter. Okay. That is the thing. But one more thing is when the number of rotor are becoming more, there is a chance of sophisticated control system to control all the motors. Okay, that is very important. Please make a note of that.
So when a motor fails, they can still hover above the ground. Sir.
That is correct. A safe side you are saying. Am I right? Safe side. That is good. One motor fails, or one rotor fails means we can use it for other. That is good. But when the number of rotors are increasing, automatically your dynamic system should be more efficient than the other systems. Got it? For example, the single rotor will perform much better than the hexacopter also under certain condition. The dynamic in nature. Okay. But when you are applying for various fields like safety, even one rotor is failed, other if you want to work, okay, then you can give more number of plates. And one more thing, if that particular rotor is failed in an important one, for example, then one kind of movement will be arrested or we cannot perform that particular task. Okay, that is also a disadvantage. Okay, so coming to the quadcopter back, okay, based on the number of rotors, UAVs are classified. These are the things. So quadcopter uses 4 propellers, each controlled by its own motor. Okay, fine. Any doubts in this? Shall we move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. These are the components of the quadcopter. Okay, with this I will wind up. After that, we can have a class after 15 minutes. Okay, 10 to 15 minutes. So the components of quadcopters are, anything did I miss, boy? Those who worked in the quadcopter, you can say one is propeller, second one is control receiver, FPV transmitter, motor, power distribution board, electronic speed controller, FPV.
Battery is missing.
Which one, boy?
Battery is missing.
Are you sure? I missed this somewhere. Flight controller, whether I did not mark. Yes, okay, fine. So here I want to ask you one, this one. Can you say what is FPV?
First person view.
Yeah, please. One.
First person view.
Exactly. Please note it down. These are the components of quadcopter. I think battery I missed. Am I right? Or somewhere is there?
Missed, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Apart from that, anything we are using in quadcopter?
GPS.
Very good. Okay. Advanced technique.
Sir, heat sensors.
Yeah, very good. Sensors. Okay. Can I say that number of sensors are less here? Okay. Which one we are having for that? Only we are having. What kind of sensors we are having?
Accelerometer, gyro.
Okay. Okay. Those are other things. Okay. Instead of that, we are having only one sensor, that is camera. That is vision sensor we are having. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So we will.
Proximity sensor.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So many sensors we can add it, sir. Yes. What is it is correct. Can we use a LiDAR?
Yes, sir.
360 also available. Yeah, for 360 direction.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Can we use LiDAR? Because LiDAR is booming. Okay. Please note it down. So what I want, why I have started this value-added program, I will tell you. What are the current trends are going on if we are discussed, so that according to that you will move in your career also, studies also. Instead of selecting normal, what is that, electives, you can concentrate more on where you want to settle. Okay. So when I was doing MTech, at that time everyone they went for software job. Okay. So what I did is I started studying OOPS, object-oriented program. So no other go. So according to that, we have to study where we want to settle. Okay. And when I moved to the PhD, everyone said that you do it in materials. But I preferred automation, that is related to robotics. Then I did in robots. So it's up to us where to focus. Okay. Okay. Others, please take a break for another 10 minutes. 11:10.